What's up, everybody? Jaxxsin here. How y'all doing? I was gonna do a video today for you on Battleborn making its move to free-to-play very soon. And it's not surprising, especially with Paladins coming out. Like, there's no, way that Battleborn's gonna be selling for longer, much longer, if it has even been selling. From what I've heard, it's been doing shit, so, which is good. Overwatch put it over its knee and it spanked it. I was gonna do a video on that, but as the more I thought about it, the more I, with Paladins coming to the fucking PS4 and already on Steam and like there's a bigger video here, and it goes to what I do on my channel, where I attack the mentality of the groupthink mentality that the publishers and developers truly do take advantage of. You guys, they truly do take advantage of that, and so that's going to be a different video. Today, I want to do something because this came up, and it was something I've been fucking thinking about all day, alright? And it's been just nagging out my head. And this was a comment that someone had left on the video where I was defending No Man's Sky and its decision, Hello Games' decision to move it to a AAA $60 price. And it wasn't a malicious comment, and it wasn't a rude comment. It was a legitimate question. He just simply asked, do you still think it's worth it? And that's all he said. And I responded, no, I wish I could defend this game. I really, truly do, and I still defend some aspects of it, because it's just like this, I can't explain it. It's like an amazing structure, just devoid of everything in the middle to make it full, if that makes sense. It's like on the surface, it's all beautiful, and the gameplay lasts for, I'd say, about a good 40 hours. That's why I think even some early reviews didn't really depict, what was going on until, people started to see and and I'm guilty of this. And this is what, ultimately it started making me think, okay? And I realized why I'm so angry at No Man's Sky and why I'm so angry at Hello Games. And I think it's something that I'm not alone in. I think there's a lot of people who harbor a lot of anger towards this company. And I think that stems from the fact that, like I said on this video where I was defending this, I was defending it because I truly was just burned out, and still am, you guys. I'm just so burned out on the AAA lies, man. The misrepresentation of what you actually end up getting, the hype train, it's just so exhausting, and it never ends. And it's just like, it just reminds me, the best way I can say it is, it's just like they're trying to sell cool, and they're not selling anything of substance. It's all just, like, we're gonna sell cool to these people, and we're gonna make them believe it's cool, and it'll be cool. But in reality, it's not cool, but it's affecting everything. It's affecting the way these games are being made, because they are selling cool, and they're getting people to spend more money on cool, to look cool, to, play, just for things, only cosmetic. And No Man's Sky was, I was hearing nothing but good things, and I was still tempering my hype. I was still tempering it. I hadn't pre-ordered it. I was tempering, just because, like I said, this industry has got me so damn wary. To the point where after Battleborn, I haven't pre-ordered, like, Battleborn, and still, even then, I think Battleborn, that's a lie. Fallout 3, I pre-ordered a long time in advance, but I pre-ordered that at fucking Game Crazy. But no, what I'm saying is, like, I usually only ever, pre-order a day in advance, just so I can get that fucking extra stuff that, they take away from you if you don't get it. And it's like, okay, well, it's coming out tomorrow, I can buy it now and get this extra bonus stuff, or I can buy it tomorrow and not get this extra bonus. It just makes sense to get it, And I feel like that's acceptable, because I don't think that, a day in advance, is going to affect the overall product, whereas some people are, pre-ordering a year in advance. And that's just, they have no motivation in that year at that point to make a better game for you. You know what I mean? Because they have it. And the thing about No Man's Sky is, so even with all of that, you know, my hype tempered for it, you know, I'm sitting warily on the sidelines, just kind of like, okay, let's see what they do. Let's see what it is, you know, and like, I just hear good, better and better things. Okay. So I hear this uproar that it's fucking going to cost $60. Now keep in mind at this point in time, I'm still thinking that it's going to be, you know, a game that has an ending, you know, a cohesive story going on in it, you know, and don't get me wrong, on a lot of places that game delivers exactly what they marketed, okay? But, you know, the multiplayer was an aspect of why I wanted to buy that. Especially when I heard him describe it as like Journey multiplayer, because Journey multiplayer is an experience unlike any other. And I can't properly explain that feeling you get when you get with someone and you're flying together and it just, I don't know, you're working next to each other and you're just able to fly all around wherever you want. It's an amazing feeling. Journey is an amazing game. And so that definitely was a selling point for me. So all of these things, I make a video and I'm like, you know what? Fuck all of you people, all right? All of you people are the same people who are buying all the microtransactions. You're fucking, you know, you're pre-ordering games like Call of Duty fucking years in advance. You know, and the thing is that's not the case. But because I had blinded myself to this, like, I don't know. It's a dangerous kind of arrogance that faces the gaming community. And I'm not talking about the people who aren't informed. I'm talking about the people who are informed and the way they communicate to the uninformed. There's this elitist attitude, and I mean, I understand it, man, and you can definitely speak from a place of superiority. There, you know, especially if in the argument that you're having, you're correct or whatever, you know, definitely, you know, use your knowledge to your advantage. And if someone's being a dick, be a dick back. But there's often this just sense of, I don't know, just like, fuck, blah, 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 you know, and it really causes a problem. It causes a problem because it separates us, and it does them a favor. Because now that the people, you know, they view us as not, you know, someone who disagrees with them, someone who has a different argument, and a subjective view to give you, you know. And they don't view us as that, they view us as assholes. And I mean, like, this happened with me and PC people for a long time. And don't get me wrong, like, I knew there were awesome PC people. I played World of Warcraft. My buddy Rain, one of the fucking coolest dudes I know, man. I rank him closer in my book than some people I know in my real life, okay? And I met him in World of Warcraft, and we played World of Warcraft all the time, you know? And I you know, this is a guy, he's a close friend, right? I like him. He's fucking awesome. He's someone that I've kept in contact with that I met through a game. And he's a total PC guy. And he's been one of those dudes that he's like rags. I feel like in the PC community, you have two types of people. You have those that know it's superior, and because it is. Like, that's the facts. PCs are better. They run the games better. They have a more expansive library. Like, they're just better. And it's not a problem. You know what I mean? It's just depending on how far do you want to take your gaming experience, you could say. But instead of like those dudes, like my buddy Rain was the type of dude, he would explain to you why. You know what I mean? And not in like a fucking, like, you fucking idiot. I mean, sometimes he would, but fuck it, dude. We're all fucking assholes. Fucking gamers are dicks. We just fucking are. It happens. We're wise asses. What can you say? And Rain may be an asshole, but he's my fucking asshole. So you remember that. Anyway, but then I have friends who are on the PC who honestly looked at me with complete disdain. To the point where they would call me just like, oh, he just games for a fad. And these are fucking people I grew up with, mind you. People who I played my first video games with when I was a child on the NES, right? And they just like, you know, oh, well, you're uninformed. You don't play on the PC. You must be fucking, you know, whatever. All right. And so that's that sort of thing that, like, I had given into this. I had given into this division, and I was, you know, like, instead of like thinking of it as like, okay, well, I want to talk to people who are fucking cool, and, you know, instead of like searching out someone's opinion who was cool and finding someone's opinion on this subject that was cool, I found several hypocrites who were making this argument against No Man's Sky's $60 price. I didn't find anyone with any credibility, in my opinion, to be making that claim, saying, you know, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I never heard a decent argument against the $60 price tag, other than it's a small independent developer. Okay. I never heard, like, think about it. It's a small independent developer. Can this game possibly be everything they're saying it is? It can't possibly, you know, it was never like that. It was just like a bunch of crazy fucking dicks, pretty much. And so based on that, I rushed to defend No Man's Sky. And I say, you know, yeah, this is what we need. We need a fucking independent game to come into this fucking industry, into this AAA slot, and blow us all away. You know, blow us away as much as The Witcher did. Blow us away in that, you know, like, this can be done. Like, you can make a fucking expansive experience that fully envelops the player. And you can do it for not a lot of money. It doesn't have to look the best, because I had seen No Man's Sky and I was like, yeah, it looks kind of shitty and kind of bland. But that's, you know, at the end of the day, that I wasn't worried about that. Because, you know, being able to potentially run into people, I'm not even saying friends. Like, I was even before, when we still thought, because we thought there was multiplayer into this, you know, me and my brothers, leading up into, like, you know, the third week after release of No Man's Sky. Maybe not that long, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I thought there was multiplayer in it for quite a while. It wasn't until I hit that about 40, 60 hour mark where everything started to feel bland and just kind of, you know, I was like, man, this is fucking really hollow, you know, at its core. There's not a whole lot going on here. And just all of these things, I wanted to defend this game because I wanted it to do what Sean Murray was saying it was going to do. Because that meant that this industry was full of shit, and I could say it would be an example like The Witcher 3 and Dying Light, and, you know, those are my two favorite ones to use. Those two companies they've delivered fucking an expansive, huge game that was an experience unique like you've never experienced before. They were huge games, massive games that gave you, you know, hundreds of hours of gameplay, okay? You know, sequel-sized DLCs and add-ons, you know, and just like, this is the point. I wanted No Man's Sky to do this so bad. And that when it didn't, it went beyond, like, I mean, legitimately, I'm angry. Don't get me wrong. I'm fucking angry at this company. And Sean Murray for his lies, which are clearly and blatant. But I just, beyond that, I'm just disappointed, man. Just disappointed in Sean Murray, disappointed in Hello Games, disappointed in Sony, disappointed in myself, man. For, you know, definitely being guilty of perpetuating the hype behind No Man's Sky. By standing up to it, by addressing the fucking death threats, which, you know, I'll defend him on that. Like, you know what? What kind of a person does that? Threatens someone's life online, and you know that it's true. Like, I'm sorry. These people exist. Because Jim Sterling bashed the shit out of that game, and he'd call Sean Murray a fucking bitch, but he was shut down for his review, right? By the same crazy fanatical people that were awaiting this game. And, like, those people, man, like, I don't understand how you can get to that fanatical point where your devotion to something crosses the line where you're willing to threaten someone's life. So I stand by defending him in that instance, but still I was talking about No Man's Sky. You know, I was commending them for the pushback. I commended them. I commended No Man's Sky. I said this is something that a lot of AAA games won't do, you know? This is a good thing. This is, you know, this game might not be functional. I sat there and I defended them. You know? Because they needed this, they stood for something in my mind that went beyond a video game. I mean, I think a lot of people who are angry is because they were genuinely super excited for everything that No Man's Sky had to offer. Now, like I said, I watched a dozen or so videos and I was like, yeah, this looks really awesome, and I was excited for it. Yes, I was like, yes, this looks like something I would want to play. But it was, you know, my hype is short-lived. I see things all the time like, ooh, that looks fucking awesome. All the time, you know. Little shitty indie games. I'm like, oh, this looks fucking awesome, you know. And then I forget about it, and then it comes out, and I'm like, ooh, sweet. And I watch a character review, and I, you know, spend the 15, 20 bucks to get it, you know, and I get it. You know, a lot of these AAA games, like XCOM 2, dude, like, I've actually really been wanting to get XCOM 2, but I don't know that I would enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like, enough to warrant a purchase. So I'm probably just going to Red Box. And these are things that I'm trying to do. And yet in the same breath, it doesn't matter, because this man and this company has been, I mean, rewarded beyond rewarded. Because if you think of the size of this team, you think about the takeaway from the cells of No Man's Sky for this small team, and, you know, you're just hoping, you're praying that he's like, had it in mind that he was going to do the lies with always the intention of fixing it later and adjusting it later, and, you know, adding everything that they said. Or he just honestly was like, you know what, I am so proud of this game. Despite what it doesn't do, I still want it to sell. And was he like blind? And did he really think like no one would care? Like no one would notice these things? Like, did he think that the game would just blow us away? Is he that arrogant? I don't know. I've been trying to figure out. Because this is something that interests me. It's like a serial killer. It's just someone who does something that goes against everything in your nature, okay? I'm not gonna lie, I've lied before. But would I lie to this level? Would I be willing to make this sort of, you know, do something like this to people in the community that I belong to, and tell them lies on a grand scale, and just misrepresent what I have for sale, and then just, I don't know, man. I don't know that I could. I don't know how you do that. I don't, you know, obviously a lot of money. A lot of money. You think of the money that this game made, and you think of the size of the team, and you just gotta hope that maybe they take that and they grow their team, they hire a bunch of people, and they start going to town, and they prove me right when I defended them, and they make me look like an asshole for ever doubting them. But even if it does become the game that they promised, do we forgive that? Do we forget that? I'm starting to have an existential crisis over video games. I guess it doesn't fucking matter, because someday I'll be gone. But that comment really twisted me, man. And it's not like he's a dick or anything like that. No, it's a legitimate question. And it's my own, you know, my own internal monologue of like, just trying to do this, trying to make terms with this. Like, yeah, dude, I'm guilty. I'm guilty of what I fucking tried to fight against. And I think for that reason, like, I'm not going to be talking about any games that aren't out yet. I think that might be something my channel just doesn't do. Like, not cover shit on anything. You know, maybe talk about expansions or something like that. But I trip about this. Because, and, you know, it's like my optimism, you know, it's just all... It's all tempered in bullshit at this point. Bullshit, piss, and lies, man. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about this because this is one of the things that I personally want to improve upon in what I do in this community and how I interact with people. Like, I want to be understanding. I want to look at every side, and I truly don't want to promote games that are blatantly lying anymore. At all. Like, just don't want to do it. Anyway, guys, that's it for me, Jaxxsin. I'm out here. I love you guys. Take care till next time. Keep being fucking excellent to each other, dudes. I don't know what fucking voice that was.